The move against General Flynn is beyond any reasonable doubt something that you could refer to now as a deep state ambush of the Trump administration national security advisor that used the worst kinds of behind the scenes FBI abuse of the system, of their discretion, that relied on dishonorable, disreputable tactics from people that are partisans. And now this new information is just confirming what many of us have thought all along. And I think that's really important for us here. I think we need to take stock on this issue of General Flynn of who was right, who was wrong, and why did they get it so wrong. Those who have been skeptical of the case against General Flynn from day one and been calling it an evil, politically motivated injustice were right. Meanwhile, the multi-billion-dollar media apparatus that defamed and tried to ruin Flynn out of partisan spite were wrong. Never forget that. Never forget that those of you who have been listening to me talk about General Flynn for the last 3 years, about his case, about what was done to him, I've been right at every stage. CNN, the New York Times, MSNBC, the New York Post, and all the assorted liberal outlets out there. They were wrong. They've been lying to their audiences. They've been misrepresenting what happened. They've been putting stupid analysts on TV and running their columns, running their analysis in various platforms that now is just completely indefensible. I mean, it was always wrong, but at this point, they should be offering up apologies, and that will not happen. The unbelievable corruption and underhanded partisan tactics that the FBI and DOJ engaged in against Flynn and Trump's campaign, it should be noted, happened on Obama's watch and are ultimately Obama's responsibility. Libs can try to obfuscate this all day, but it's a fact. It was Obama's team on his watch taking this action against the presidential transition. What a bunch of petty, spiteful, insidious garbage this was. Your team loses, and so you make sure that the team that gets to take the field is not able to have the full benefit of their victory. You do this on the way out the door. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And there's no way at this point, there's no way for anyone to explain this as an act of a mistake or as good faith gone awry. No, we see, and I will take you through the latest information here on this. We see what really happened. The Justice Department has had to turn over documents, and this is all because Sidney Powell, this lawyer who has taken up General Flynn's cause, she saw what happened here, and she's like, I'm not allowing this. You know, Flynn originally went to Covington and Burling. That was the firm that he went to represent him. And it's funny, I actually used to live like across the street from their office. And he did this thinking that they were going to represent his best interest. Now it looks like they had a massive conflict of interest. And they were not acting on his behalf in ways that they should have. Here's the quick review of what happened here. General Flynn, the National Security Advisor, former DIA director, and 30-plus year military veteran. He had a couple of FBI guys sent to talk to him after there was a news story about a conversation that he had. Someone leaked a conversation that he had with the ambassador. The criminal leak, by the way. And this person, whoever leaked it, should go to prison. They should sit in a cell. They should go to prison for this. You're not allowed to do this. Not allowed to play games with secret information in this way. Someone in the government betrayed their oath and broke the law. They should go to prison. It's not General Flynn. So this leak happened to Ignatius, the Washington Post. And then the FBI guys decided that they were, because, initially Flynn was denying it. And look, maybe Flynn kind of forgot what he said to he didn't have the transcript of the conversation, but he said, no, he denied it. And then they figured that they were going to go and get him. That was, some of you will recall from Ghostbusters when they see the first ghost in the New York Public Library, And, they go, stay close, get her. And that's their whole plan, and afterwards, Bill Murray's kind of laughing. That was your whole plan. Get her. Get Flynn was the plan. That was all this was. There was no reason. There was no real crime. There was no investigation. And we remember from James Comey that they were taking advantage of an administration in change, in flux. The transition is underway, and they were taking advantage of that for partisan purposes. So you have a new presidential team coming in with obviously tremendous responsibility, a lot of authority, a lot of power, representing the interests of the American people, duly elected in 2016, despite all the whining and crying from libs. Who should cry more? Cry more, libs, please. You're going to be, oh, man, I certainly, the party that I'm going to throw, I don't care if it's a party for one, but the party that I'm going to have if Trump wins re-election this fall, man, we are going to go jet skiing in a lake of liberal tears if Trump wins. And I still think there's a very good chance he will. But anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So they send in these two FBI agents, and now we have notes about the thought processes around this. Here's what how Fox News breaks it down. Handwritten notes by the FBI's former head of counterintelligence, Bill Priestap, after a meeting with then FBI Director James Comey and then FBI Director Andrew McCabe, suggested the agents planned to get Flynn to admit to breaking the Logan Act in the alternative when he spoke to then Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak during the presidential transition period. What is our goal? One of the notes read, truth admission or get him to lie so we can prosecute him or get him fired. If we get him to admit to breaking the Logan Act, give facts to DOJ and have them decide, another note read. Constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley called the document's implications chilling. Folks, this is exactly what I have been telling you all along. They did here. They created a completely absurd pretext, to bring a ridiculous charge or to create a ridiculous criminal predicate that no one really thinks this is a crime. This is Kafkaesque. I mean, this is Soviet-style abuse of the law by pretending that there's nothing in the law that has to make any sense whatsoever, by misinterpreting it and misapplying it for political purposes. This is a disgrace. James Comey should be in prison. Andrew McCabe should be in prison. McCabe should definitely be in prison for lying under oath. They just gave him a pass on this because they didn't want to hurt morale inside these institutions. Let me tell you something. The FBI is not going to be able to live this down for a long time. Anytime there's a political edge to an investigation that's going on with the DOJ and the FBI now, people are rightly going to ask a whole lot of questions. Is this on the up and up? Is this a bunch of deep state libs taking out their aggression on somebody that they don't like politically? That's what Peter Strzok did. That's what Lisa Page did, and Comey and McCabe. They were every bit as bad as we said they were. Every bit. And if you're wondering what was Comey's role in this, Comey thinks he's a hero for this. I mean, he is truly a sociopath. I mean, Comey's got real problems. This guy's a loon. He was the FBI director, folks. He was a U.S. attorney sending people to prison for a long time, making the determinations about who gets charged and who doesn't. This guy is a sanctimonious, self-righteous loon. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.